Yo, let's talk about Nakobe Dean getting first team reps at Eagles training camp.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
What is up, my people? It is your boy DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. You know the drill. Hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe if you're brand new. Let's get right into it. Now, as training camp goes along with the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm getting more and more excited for certain parts of this team. I know you guys think I'm a Jalen Hurts hater. I know that. But I'm excited for a lot of things on this team outside of the big-time question mark that I think this team has, which is the quarterback position. One of the main positions I'm excited for on this football team is the linebacker position. Not just Nakobe Dean, who we're going to get into in a second. But this, and this might be a hot take. Screen record this, share it around if you want to. This might be a hot take. I think this is the best Philadelphia Eagles linebacking core since 2004. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, since the 2004 Super Bowl team that went up against the New England Patriots, the Tom Brady New England Patriots, one of the greatest teams of all time, Donovan McNabb on our offense, Terrell Owens, that whole era. I come from a time, and I'm sure a lot of you do, when Eagles linebacking cores was one of the main parts of not just the defense, but the entire team's existence. The Jim Johnson era and the linebacking cores, the hard-nosed, bang-bang, come over the middle if you want to. Come over the middle if you want to. Linebackers from back in the day in Philadelphia Eagles uniforms, and I miss that. I really, really miss that. And the Eagles linebackers have been okay over the years. You know, 2004, obviously, Jeremiah Trotter, Derek Burgess, Mark Simoneau, and others. Ike Reese in those years, some other guys. But 2013, I'll throw in there Michael Kendricks, D'Amico Ryans, Trent Cole. There was some decent linebacking cores over the years, but nothing really compares to those old school days, those nitty-gritty, those grimy days, those hard-hitting dogs over the middle days of the Jeremiah Trotter eras in Philadelphia, the Jim Johnson eras, and I'm not saying John Gannon is anywhere close to that. Another big question mark. But speaking just of the linebackers, man, they've been okay since then. We've had a couple cores that were probably middle of the pack in the NFL. But 2018, 19, 20, man, they really started to fall off. And it seemed like every single year Howie Roseman was looking at the draft just saying, like, nah, we don't need linebackers in the NFL draft. You know what I mean? The last time the Eagles drafted a linebacker, even in the second or third round, since 2010, when Roseman became general manager, the Eagles had selected a total of 9 linebackers, and just 2 of them were day 2 picks. Michael Kendricks in 2012 and Davion Taylor late in the third round of the 2020 draft. So Nakobe Dean is exciting because he fell in the draft. Now, he was the number 1 ranked linebacker going into this draft. Don't forget that. He was the number 1 ranked linebacker going into this draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded 3 picks to move up to take Devin Lloyd at number 27 overall in the draft. I forget who. Nakobe Dean was the second linebacker taken in that draft, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you will. But one of the main reasons Nakobe Dean was overlooked is because the constant rhetoric, the constant verbiage being put out there that he was undersized. And you see right here, 6 feet 225, Devin Lloyd 6'3", 235. So that's one thing I guess NFL scouts were weary of. So he fell all the way to the 3rd round, pick number 87 to the Philadelphia Eagles. And even Howie Roseman sat there and said, I got to take him. Now, he also had a pectoral injury that was rumored that is one of the reasons that he might have fallen in the draft. Even himself, Nakobe Dean, didn't understand that as he's quoted right here in this article, it was definitely nerve-wracking, especially not knowing exactly why I was falling like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like I got picked by a great organization, and I'm just ready to get to work. So the rumors, he had a pectoral injury that would require surgery. Then it came out that he didn't need surgery. Apparently he didn't even know this was being talked about. So he's sitting there as the number 1 overall ranked linebacker in the draft, saying to himself, what the hell's going on here? You know, Devin Lloyd gets picked. I'm falling. We're in the 3rd round and I'm not gone yet. So it was interesting. It was real crazy for him. It was crazy how he fell that far, I believe. And a quote from Howie Roseman: "We know that people had some concerns, but Nakobe Dean is going to be on the field this week when we have rookie minicamp. He has a pec injury that does not require surgery. He's going to be on the field this weekend. We don't anticipate missed time. He'll come in here, he'll take a physical, and we'll double-check all of those things." And then it comes out today in day 4 of Philadelphia Eagles training camp that Nakobe Dean is taking reps with the first team. The Eagles have not drafted. Now, he did fall to the 3rd round. And Jeremiah Trotter, who I allude to a lot because it's just from my day, okay? He was a 3rd round pick back in 1996, I want to say, 97. So the Eagles taking the number 1 ranked overall linebacker coming out of college football. I searched a little bit. I couldn't find it. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know you will, I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles have ever drafted the number 1 ranked linebacker in college football. And that just adds to my excitement for Nakobe Dean. He led the Georgia Bulldogs' number 1 defense in entire college football. In the entire college football, he led the number 1 defense, Georgia Bulldogs. And we got him. And here he is taking number 1 reps because it's almost like Devontae Smith walking in last season at the wide receiver position where I'm saying, like, I know he's a rookie, but he's probably better than everybody there, right? Do we have anybody to write home about TJ Edwards last season? That's kind of it. Do we have anybody to write home about? So he walked in there, and I'm thinking, where's Nakobe Dean? Why am I not hearing enough Nakobe Dean things? And now I see it today, and I'm very excited about it. But speaking of linebackers and linebacker cores, the reason I think this is the best core since that era is not just Nakobe Dean. Howie Roseman went out and made things happen. Not just drafting Nakobe Dean. He had a Kazir White on a 1-year deal, 26-year-old linebacker from the San Diego Chargers, who they did not want to pay, I guess. If you guys know why the Chargers let him go, if they had some things they didn't like about him, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But Kazir White is another guy that I think isn't being talked about enough. Because last season, Kazir White, now listen to these numbers. He had 144 total tackles last season at the linebacker position. That is a major number. He had 90 solo tackles. He had 54 assisted tackles. Just to put that into perspective, Jeremiah Trotter's 4 Pro Bowl seasons, he only eclipsed those numbers twice in 2000 and 2005. So we're looking at Kazir White's numbers in 2021 and looking at some of the best linebackers of all time when you look at those numbers. So I think Kazir White's flying under the radar also. We added Hassan Reddick on a 3-year deal. Now, of course, he's more known as a pass rusher. He had 12.5 sacks in 2020. He had 11 sacks last season. So we pick him up on a 3-year deal, and he'll probably be used in a lot of different positions. Outside linebacker, Sam linebacker, maybe some defensive end rotations. I hope John Gannon gets creative. But there's 3. There's 3 linebackers. Plus TJ Edwards, who should come in here and continue on what he was doing last season. This is, I think, easily the best linebacking core since the heyday, since the Jim Johnson era of the Philadelphia Eagles. And Nakobe Dean gets starter reps. I mean, I'm just very excited to see him go out there and get some work, man. And I'm really excited for the Philadelphia Eagles to have some hard-hitting, hard-nosed linebackers who can make tackles, who can cover. And let's not forget, that's one of the main things people talk about when they talk about Nakobe Dean also. He's a tackler. He wraps up his tackles. He's quick. He moves laterally great. He is a little bit undersized, but he hasn't really shown anything as a result of that. He hasn't shown any weaknesses as a result of his, 6 feet, 220 versus 6'3", 240. He hasn't shown that his size affects him negatively, at least in college football. Now, in the NFL, we're going to see. But he checks all the boxes as a linebacker, and we haven't had guys like this in a long, long time. We haven't had linebackers that can cover over the middle. Nakobe Dean was in the 90th percentile in college football as far as coverage. He was in the 90th percentile as far as the pass rush. He's a multifaceted, well-rounded, elite linebacker. And that's a reason for us to be excited as we move closer to the Philadelphia Eagles season. You give me your thoughts in the comments on Nakobe Dean. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think the ceiling is for him? Do you think this is the best Eagles linebacking core since the Jeremiah Trotter era? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Run it back, Philly, DJ Eastwood. You know the drill, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.